Welcome to our podcast, where we explore fascinating English vocabulary in depth.
We're excited to have you join us on this journey of discovery and language practice.
Today, we will discuss the words squeezed, tapped, grabbed, pinched, punched, scratched, hugged, slapped, and rubbed. Let us start with squeezed, which means to press something firmly, often to get liquid out or to hold tightly.
For example, you might have squeezed a lemon to extract its juice for a refreshing drink.
Picture a tube of toothpaste that you squeezed from the middle, only to realize that you prefer to squeeze from the end.
Many people get into playful debates over how toothpaste should be squeezed for neatness.
If you have ever squeezed a stress ball, you know how calming that repetitive motion can be.
Some people keep small toys at their desks to be squeezed and relieve tension.
In cooking, you might have squeezed fresh tomatoes to make sauce by hand.
This hands-on method ensures that the flavor is released when the tomatoes are squeezed.
If you hold someone's hand tightly, you could say you squeezed it in comfort or excitement.
That gentle squeezed hand can convey reassurance, affection, or even playful teasing.
Balloon artists often squeezed balloons in specific ways to create shapes for children's parties.
Each balloon must be carefully squeezed to avoid popping while twisting it into animals or objects.
Sometimes, when packing luggage, clothes are squeezed into every available space.
This squeezed arrangement can save room but may wrinkle clothes.
In fitness, if you have ever used hand grips, you likely squeezed them repeatedly to strengthen your forearms.
That repeated squeezed motion can improve grip strength over time.
Think of a parent who squeezed their child's shoulder lovingly to say, "I'm proud of you."
Such a warm squeezed gesture shows emotional support without words.
For certain recipes, chefs have squeezed piping bags to shape icing or dough into precise patterns.
Controlling the force with which the bag is squeezed is crucial for creating decorative designs.
Now, let's move on to tapped, meaning to lightly hit or touch something, often with a quick motion.
A friend might have tapped your shoulder to get your attention in a busy crowd.
In music, a drummer tapped the snare drum lightly to keep a soft rhythm during a ballad.
This gentle tap beat created a relaxing musical atmosphere for the audience.
You might have tapped on a window pane to signal someone inside without startling them.
That quiet tap sound can be polite compared to a loud knock on a door.
Smartphone users commonly tapped icons on their screens to open apps or type messages.
Each tapped action is part of a seamless interaction in modern technology.
If you have ever tapped a microphone before speaking, you know it is to check if it's working.
That quick tapped motion often produces a sound test for volume levels.
Sometimes, coaches have tapped players on the shoulder to encourage them or give final instructions.
This supportive tap gesture communicates trust and motivation on the field.
In an office meeting, a speaker might have tapped on the table to gather everyone's attention.
That brief tap noise can refocus participants during a lengthy discussion.
If you are feeling anxious, you may have tapped your foot repeatedly without noticing.
This constant tapped movement can be a sign of restlessness.
When crafting, an artist might have tapped a brush lightly against the canvas to create a splatter effect.
This tap technique can add texture and whimsy to a painting.
Let us proceed to grabbed, which means to take hold of something quickly or firmly.
A thief might have grabbed someone's purse and run away in a crowded marketplace.
In a rush, you might have grabbed your keys from the table before dashing out the door.
This quick grabbed action is common when juggling a busy schedule.
A child often grabbed candy off the counter when they are told it's time for a treat.
This excited grabbed motion shows eagerness or impatience.
If your phone rings while you are in another room, you might have grabbed it just in time.
This hurried grabbed impulse highlights our attachment to constant communication.
In competitive sports, players have grabbed the ball with determination to maintain possession.
This defensive grab tactic can make a crucial difference in a tight game.
On public transport, passengers grabbed a handrail to keep their balance when the vehicle starts moving.
A secure grabbed grip can prevent falls or injuries during sudden stops.
In the kitchen, chefs grabbed pots and pans swiftly during meal prep to keep pace.
This series of grabbed utensils reflects efficiency and skill.
If you have ever grabbed someone's arm to stop them from falling, you likely acted on instinct.
That protective grab gesture often prevents accidents.
Consider a moment when you grabbed a jacket as temperatures dropped unexpectedly.
Being prepared for changing weather is one reason people keep items close enough to be grabbed.
Next, we explore pinched, which is to squeeze a small area of skin or object sharply with fingers.
Children sometimes pinched each other during disagreements, displaying a quick burst of annoyance.
A tailor might have pinched the fabric to make precise alterations on a dress or suit.
This careful pinched adjustment ensures a perfect fit for the customer.
Friends might have jokingly pinched each other on St. Patrick's Day if they forgot to wear green.
That playful pinched tradition has become a popular cultural pastime in some regions.
A small crab can clamp its claws, producing a painful pinched sensation if it catches your finger.
This unexpected pinched feeling can surprise anyone exploring the beach.
If you experience a pinched nerve, you might feel sharp pain in your back or neck.
This medical condition called a pinched nerve often requires rest and gentle exercises.
A cook might have pinched a bit of salt and sprinkled it over a dish for flavor.
This measured pinched portion helps maintain balance in the recipe.
When sewing, you might have accidentally pinched your finger with a needle.
This unfortunate pinched mishap can lead to minor discomfort or a tiny bruise.
Someone who is half asleep might not even notice they pinched themselves to check if they are dreaming.
This self-inflicted pinched test is a stereotypical gesture from books and films.
If you have ever pinched a balloon between your fingers, you know how easy it can pop.
This fragile pinched contact shows how delicate some objects can be.
Let's discuss punched, which means to hit something or someone with a closed fist.
Boxers have punched speed bags to train agility and stamina in the gym.
In a heated argument, someone might have punched a wall out of frustration or anger.
This impulsive punched action can result in injury, so it's not recommended.
People sometimes punched a punching bag as a form of stress relief, channeling pin-up energy.
That focused punched workout can be both therapeutic and physically beneficial.
Bullying scenarios may involve one student claiming another punched them, leading to conflict.
School policies often address any punched aggression with immediate disciplinary measures.
Some comedic shows feature choreographed fight scenes where characters punched villains dramatically.
Each punched move is carefully staged for safety and entertainment.
If you have ever punched an elevator button in haste, you know it doesn't make it arrive faster.
This repetitive punched attempt is a classic example of impatience.
In many action films, the hero often punched through obstacles to showcase their strength.
This unrealistic punched feat can still thrill audiences who love intense stunts.
People can also feel an adrenaline rush when they punched a martial arts training pad.
This controlled punch technique helps perfect form and technique in combat sports.
Supervisors sometimes use time clocks that are punched by employees at the start of work.
This traditional punched method logs attendance in places that haven't switched to digital systems.
Moving on to scratched, meaning to cut or damage a surface lightly with something sharp.
Cats often scratched at furniture, leaving marks and frustrating their owners.
If your arm feels itchy, you might have scratched the spot to find relief.
Excessively scratched skin can lead to irritation or minor wounds.
Old vinyl records might have been scratched from years of frequent use, affecting their sound.
That faint scratched noise can be nostalgic for some music lovers.
A child might have scratched their name into a wooden desk, leaving a permanent reminder of youthful curiosity.
This scratched carving might stay there long after the child has grown.
Sometimes hikers notice they scratched their legs on branches or thorns while exploring.
These small scratched lines can be reminders to wear appropriate hiking gear.
Car owners dread discovering a newly scratched door or bumper in a parking lot.
A scratched surface might require professional repairs or touch-up paint.
People occasionally scratched lottery tickets, hoping to reveal a hidden prize.
The scratched coating uncovers symbols or numbers that determine if they have won.
Dogs often scratched at doors when they want to go outside or gain attention.
Responding quickly to that scratched signal can help maintain a pet's routine.
Even a minor scratched area on a phone screen can annoy users who prefer pristine displays.
Protective cases and screen protectors help reduce the chance of a scratched surface.
Next, we explore hugged, which means to put your arms around someone or something and hold them close.
Family members often hug tightly at airports when saying hello or goodbye.
After winning a big match, teammates hugged one another to share their excitement.
This victorious hug gesture cements a sense of camaraderie and celebration.
When children are scared, they might have hugged a stuffed animal for comfort.
That soft hugged embrace can bring security and reassurance.
Best friends sometimes hugged for a long time after being apart for months or years.
That emotional hugged reunion can bring tears of joy.
In some cultures, people have hugged more frequently, greeting both friends and acquaintances warmly.
This affectionate hug tradition fosters closeness and hospitality.
Characters in movies often hugged after resolving major conflicts, symbolizing forgiveness.
Audiences appreciate seeing that heartfelt hugged moment of reconciliation on screen.
A bride and groom hugged family members during a wedding reception to express gratitude.
Each hugged encounter is meaningful, marking a milestone of shared happiness.
Volunteers sometimes hugged survivors after natural disasters, providing emotional support.
This hug gesture demonstrates compassion and empathy in tough circumstances.
Some people have hugged trees as a way to connect with nature or express environmental awareness.
Though unusual to some, that hugged contact can symbolize respect for the earth.
Now let's examine slapped, which means to hit something or someone with an open palm.
A sibling might have slapped another in a light-hearted manner to get attention.
An actor might have slapped a table dramatically in a theater performance to emphasize a point.
That clear slap sound can captivate the audience or signal a turning moment in the play.
Some comedic routines involve a character getting slapped for making silly mistakes.
This humorous slapped approach can be a classic gag to evoke laughter.
In serious arguments, someone might have slapped another person as an expression of anger.
Such a slapped act can escalate conflict and is generally discouraged in real life.
A person might have slapped a mosquito on their arm to stop it from biting.
This defensive slapped reaction is common during summer months.
High fives are essentially a form of slapped palms between friends in celebration.
This playful slapped exchange is popular at sports events and parties.
In a hurry, someone might have slapped cash on the counter to pay quickly.
That slapped motion conveys urgency and sometimes frustration.
Drummers occasionally slapped their drumsticks against a surface to keep time.
This slap technique can add unique accents to certain musical styles.
Chefs might have slapped dough onto a table to knead it thoroughly.
That repeated slapped contact builds gluten and structure in the dough.
Finally, let's explore rubbed, meaning to move your hand or an object back and forth on a surface.
You might have rubbed suntan lotion on your arms to protect your skin from sunburn.
When cold, you could have rubbed your hands together briskly to create warmth.
This quick rubbed motion helps improve blood circulation in chilly weather.
People sometimes rubbed their eyes when they feel tired or have an itch.
Overly rubbed eyes may become irritated, so doctors advise caution.
If you have ever rubbed a lamp in a story, you might imagine a genie appearing.
This fictional rubbed concept is a popular trope in many fairy tales and films.
A masseuse rubbed a client's shoulders to relieve tension and stress.
This professional rubbed therapy helps relax tight muscles and improve circulation.
You might have rubbed a stain on clothing to remove it, using soap and water.
Excessively rubbed fabric can wear out, so it's essential to be gentle.
Hikers often rubbed their tired feet after a long trek to ease soreness.
That soothing rubbed action can help reduce muscle aches and improve recovery.
Sometimes, people rubbed lotion on cracked hands in winter for hydration.
This mindful rubbed routine prevents dryness and maintains skin health.
If you rubbed a coin between your fingers, you might notice changes in its texture over time.
Continually rubbed surfaces often become smooth and shiny from constant friction.
Thank you for staying with us for this thorough exploration of each vocabulary term.
We hope these examples, scenarios, and contexts have enriched your understanding of these words.
Words like squeezed and tapped highlight gentle yet purposeful actions in daily interactions.
Meanwhile, grabbed, pinched, and punched express stronger or more forceful motions.
We also covered scratched and hugged, capturing both unintended contact and comforting gestures.
Additionally, slapped and rubbed illustrate forms of touch that can vary in intent and emotion.
This variety showcases how a single movement can be interpreted differently depending on context and intensity.
Learning these words aids in recognizing nuances in conversations, stories, and day-to-day experiences.
We invite you to practice these expressions, incorporating them into your own spoken and written English.
Repetition in real-life application will help make words like squeezed or slapped come naturally.
Stay tuned for our next episode, where we'll delve into more engaging vocabulary and phrases.
We appreciate your commitment to expanding your English knowledge through this detailed podcast.
Continue exploring, asking questions, and seeking ways to refine your language skills.
Thank you for joining us, and remember that consistent practice leads to confident communication. May these rich examples support you on your journey, inspiring greater proficiency and curiosity.